Achieving goals is awesome. When you've been working for something for a long time and you put a lot of effort in it and you finally got it and you feel that emotion, that rush, that feeling that you did the right thing and that everything, like all the stars have aligned, that's great. But there are other times when we've been working for something for a long time and we got there and it's just not there. We don't feel it. And we think that we're supposed to feel something, but we don't. So what's the difference? The difference is sometimes we work towards our true goals, the things that make us happy, the things that make us feel fulfilled. And the other times we work towards someone else's goal. So something that's been forced upon us. If you ever found yourself in such a situation, then this video is for you. Hey everyone, welcome to Perspective. Before we get started, I want to tell you a story. When I was 20 years old, me and my friend, we went for a vacation. And this is the very first time when I've been on my own. I didn't have anyone tell me where to go, what to do. I could do anything I wanted. And before going there, we spent a lot of time watching movies such as American Pie, American Wedding. Basically, all the movies about partying, going hard, and enjoying it. So once we arrived, the very first few days, we've been just exploring. I had a few books. I had a few books with me, and I spent a lot of time just reading, listening to music, and enjoying the time with myself. And at the time, there was no internet all around, so we went to internet cafe only once a day, and I didn't have much communication with outside world. And I felt really good. That's actually what surprised me. So I expected then when we start partying, this trip just gonna go to another level. I'm gonna be excited just like crazy. And then it happened. And then I didn't like it at all. And I didn't understand what happened because it was supposed to be good, but it wasn't. And the thing that I thought gonna be bad was actually really good. And I found myself in a situation when I needed to make a decision. So what do I value more? Do I value more the idea that I had that's supposed to be good, or what I actually feel good? And I went with option number 2. It was actually a brave decision. And I had the best trip. I had the best trip at the time because I enjoyed doing what I've been doing. That was great. And I realized that sometimes the things that we think are good for us, they're not really that good for us. That's the story. But what I want to talk about is, think about films. Let's say you are a director and you want to make a masterpiece, you want to make a hit movie. You cannot just take someone else's work and expect for it to work for you to make a masterpiece out of it. In order to make a masterpiece, you need 2 things. First, you need to have a vision. You need to have a certain idea, a passion about how you can make the script work. Who would you put in? What would be the angles? What would be the CGI? Everything, like how you can make the best out of it. That's number 1. Until you have a vision, you cannot make it happen. Number 2 is synergy. So synergy is essential towards a masterpiece. If you do not have a main actor, a main lead, or a producer, or I don't know, a cameraman who's also as passionate as you about the vision that you have, then the chances that you'll make a masterpiece, they go way down. So when we have the synergy and when we have a vision, then and only then we can hope that it would work. So if we think about a movie, our life as a movie, then we need to think of ourselves as the main character. That's like the only option. And what we are being taught as that main characters of successful movies, they do certain things. So they tell us that if you do something this way, you will get there. And then you will feel happy. But is it really true for you? Because this is your movie. Depending on what you want, you will be either happy or unhappy. So that's number 1. We are fed the idea that getting something that someone else did will make us happy. Number 2 is when they show us what someone else did. They don't show us how hard it was for them. They don't show the struggles. They don't show the efforts. They don't show the work. So we expect that if we do a thing that we don't need to do, and if it will work, if it will be easy, then we are on a right path, which is completely not true. And number 3, in a lot of movies, you can see a lot of miracles. So good things happen to the main character for no reason whatsoever. And that's fine. I mean, like, miracles do happen, but think about it this way. If every single person in the world and on the planet Earth is the main character, do you think that like miracles would happen that often? Probably not. So we cannot expect for miracles to happen. And the part that they don't teach us, that we are not only the main character, we are also a director and a producer. So depending on our work, we will see the great result. Well, we either will see a great result or we won't. Number 2 is we also write in the script. We are the ones who are in charge of what's going to happen in this movie. We also select cast members. People around you are your cast members. And probably the most important one, you are also the audience. You are the one to judge whether the movie is good or bad. So if a director doesn't have a vision, you don't make a great movie. If actors don't share the vision, you don't have a great movie. And if audience doesn't have an idea of what they're gonna see and they don't get what they wanted, they also don't think that it's a great movie. So once we take conscious control over what we do, we will start working towards our blockbuster. So how can we apply it to the real life? There are 4 types of goals. Type of goal number one is your life vision. Life vision is the point in life that once you get there, you're happy, you're fulfilled, everything's great. Think about it this way. You're driving a car and if you want to get somewhere, you need to put the point on the map, and then GPS will calculate the shortest route towards it. But unless you have this idea, unless you have this point on the map, you cannot go there. You won't even know whether you're going there or not. So the second type of goal is your long-term goals. Long-term goals, they're probably like 3, 4, 5, depending on the person. But once we completed all of them, we get our life vision. So your long-term goals won't be just one thing. It won't be just make a lot of money, because if you have a lot of money but you don't have people that you care about and that care about you, or a hobby or a body, it's different for everyone. But unless you have this balance, unless you have this synergy, you won't get there. Number 3 is medium-term goals. That would be the goals maybe between a week and 2 weeks or 2-3 months, let's say. So if your long-term goal is to make a lot of money, your medium-term goal would be to work efficiently, find the best work, find extra ways to make money. And short-term goals are the goals that needed to complete a medium-term goals. So if it's money, once again, that's getting up for work every day. That's improving yourself every day. If you want to get a great body, that would be systematically training and eating the right food every day. So short-term goals combine in order to get to medium-term goals. Short-term goals combine to get to the medium-term goals. Medium-term goals add up to get to the long-term goals, and so on. The only thing people forget that sometimes people get focused too much on the short-term goals and they're just doing stuff, they keep them busy. So that would be a great example in the previous video about Warren Buffett. And aside from these 4, there are also 2 extra types of goals. One would be adding new habits, adding positive habits. And number 2 would be getting rid of the bad habits. And once we have all of this, then we can move towards our goal as efficient as we can. So now let's get to the important part. How do you get to your life vision? And that's why we have the practice. The practice today is 5 questions. Once you answer these, you will have a better idea of where to go. Obviously, the list of questions could be a little bit bigger, but still, we work with what we have. Question number 1. If you are financially secure, if you don't have to go to work every day, what is that you would be doing? Number 2, which talents and skills you would really like to use in your everyday life? What brings you joy? What are the things that you already have that you can make work for yourself? Number 3 is, if you knew that you couldn't fail at all, that everything you touch would turn into gold, what are the things that you would start doing? Number 4, that's the hard one. So what is the thing that prevents you from actually going towards your life goal, towards your big goal right now? And number 5, it might sound depressive. So number 5 is, if you could choose 3 things for which you would be remembered after you die, what would this be? So when you think about your life vision, think about, also I suggest you to think about the place where you're at. What is the country? Is it hot or is it cold? Who are the people around you? And what is that you do? If you have any friends who are struggling with getting the most out of their lives, who are uncertain or where to go, you should definitely share this video with them. I'm wondering personally whether you apply this movie analogy towards your life. Do you see yourself as a character of a movie, or maybe a character of a script or of a story, or maybe it's just something completely different? So thank you for watching. See you next time.